All right, everybody. Looks like we are live. I just made us go away. Now I made us come back. Fantastic.
You have that kind of control.
Let's see. Time to get the sheets ready to go.
Yep. Game number 86.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm doing that going forward. Yep, I'm doing that going forward. Hey, that's me.
That is you.
Give me 1 second to sign this into Twitch. Hey, that's me. 1 second to sign this into Twitch. Bouncing all around there, huh?
Yep.
Muted. And YouTube. Second to sign. And muted. Excellent. All right, 5 viewers already. Great. I see that you put the link in the Facebook chat. I'm gonna do the same thing now. How you doing over there? All right,
Good.
5 viewers already. Great. I see that you put the link. There we go. Putting it in Twitch chat and putting it in YouTube chat now. Awesome. All right. Well, hey everybody. Thanks very much for joining us. It's Trivia Night once again in Port Richey, as it says on the tagline whenever we go live. We'll be getting started in probably just a few minutes. Going to give people some time to show up. We started a little bit late, and we're going to try to get you out of here a little bit early, too. Since we started late. All right. Let's see. Up to 8 viewers. Fantastic. Let's move on to our thank you thread. And say thank you to Gwen Abrams, Adam Francois Watkins, and Rachel Schumann. Thank you, Michelle Martin, Claire Fisher, and Will Gilbert. I'd also like to extend that thanks to Gail Angeles, Stephen Glassman, and Mark Dawson. Jerome Verid, Adam Connor, and Carrie Bonell. To Kent Buxton, Marnie Helfrich, Lindsay Henry, Jordan Lax, and Dan Fitzpatrick. And a super special thank you to Sarah Ann Rapp, partner of the Octopus, and partner of mine, who has contributed a question to tonight's game. Look for that in round number 4. Number 4 this week. By the way, I threw in some tough pronunciations, but it seems like they're mostly on odd-numbered questions, so I'm going to try to read the odd-numbered questions.
All right, that's cool.
Because that was, just not nice. Anyway, yep. Thankses are extended. Thankses, not thanks. Thankses. Here are the rules, like always. Just please submit your answers using the Google form links we provided on the event page. It's also provided here in our Facebook chat, YouTube chat, and Twitch chat as well. Make sure that you include your team name on each one of those and that you only submit it one time. Also, it's happened a couple of times in recent weeks. Just double check that you're submitting for the right round. Round number 1, round number 2, round number 3, now round number 4, round number 5. It's just telling them what numbers are.
Yep, you are.
Not a whole lot of credit, huh? Did you already throw the link to Twitch? I did, but that probably means you didn't get the chance to see it because it was early. So here you go again, Steven. And I'm going to drop it in YouTube again just for anybody who's arriving. Let's see here. We'll have 5 rounds of 8 questions tonight, just like always. And your middle round will be a music round with a theme. Feel free to team up using a group chat or what have you. Or you can play as an individual. Or you can get picked up as an individual free agent and play on a team you've never played on before. All those options are available to you.
And exist.
Each correct answer to a question is worth 1 point, unless otherwise noted. That includes questions like this week, where there are 2 answers or 2 parts to the answer. So make sure that you keep that in mind. Each question is only worth 1 point, except in the music round. Because if you guess the correct title, you get 1 point. If you guess the correct artist, you get 1 point. And if you guess the theme, you get a whopping 2 points. A whole 2.
A whole 2.
Whole 2. Questions we read once and then recapped. We'll start a 3-minute timer following the end of the recap, and you'll have until the end of that timer to submit your answers. Let's see, there's no final question, and tiebreakers will only be used in the event of a first-place tie and will not be used preemptively or even written until we are sure that we're going to need one. Definitely don't want to putting in the time on that every week. Just one of the ways our charming laziness shines through.
Charming laziness. Yep.
I have to tell myself it's charming.
Yep.
All right, got some more viewers coming in. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. This happens every Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern. You're rocking with Gentleman Octopus Trivia. Hopefully, we got some new people showing up tonight, too.
Yeah.
And if you're new, welcome.
Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday for those who celebrate.
For sure. Oh, and Happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate. That just began, so awesome stuff.
Began yesterday, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, cool. Well, I'm ready to move on if you are.
Sounds good.
Let's start
Mickey,
with round
you want
number
to
one?
start with question number 1, right?
Sounds good. And question number 1. According to the title of a 2006 young adult novel by Jennifer Choldinko, what notorious historical figure, quote, does my shirts after a young boy's father takes a new job in California, presumably sometime between 1934 and 1939. So your question again is, according to the title of a 2006 young adult novel by Jennifer Choldinko, what notorious historical figure, quote, does my shirts? This is after a young boy's father takes a new job in California, presumably sometime between 1934 and 1939. What historical figure is missing from that title? That's question number 1.
Question number 2, seen on the following redacted slide.
Hey.
The Fram Strait, north of the Norwegian Sea and the Greenland Sea, separates the island of Greenland from what archipelago in the Arctic Ocean? So seen on the following redacted slide, the Fram Strait, north of the Norwegian and Greenland Sea, separates the island of Greenland from what archipelago? What archipelago has been redacted on this slide? That is question number 2. Give you a few seconds with that.
And as you're looking at question number 2, I just want to say thank you to Claire Fisher for being the first one to
Hey,
support
thank you,
us
Claire.
this evening. Claire, thank you very much. Clink. And we'll show you those payment handles throughout the night. You'll be able to see them.
Yep.
And if you want to support us and have the means to do so, we would absolutely love that. So thank you.
That's question 2.
Question number 3. Ian Nepomniachtchi is currently competing for the World Championship in what discipline, following up failed challenges by countrymen Sergei Karyakin and Alexander Grishchuk. Sergei Karyakin and Alexander Grishchuk are countrymen who unsuccessfully challenged Ian Nepomniachtchi in what discipline in which Ian is currently competing for the World Championship. What discipline is that? That's question number 3.
Question number 4. According to Ovid, it took an agonizing span of days and nights for Alcmene to give birth to what mythological hero she conceived with the disguised Zeus?
Who didn't?
Yeah, exactly. According to Ovid, it took an agonizing span of days and nights for Alcmene to give birth to what mythological hero conceived with the disguised Zeus? What mythological hero did Alcmene give birth to? That's question number 4.
Question number 5. What 1995 film stars Michael Douglas and Annette Bening and follows Andrew Shepard, a politician running for re-election before meeting environmental lawyer Sidney Wade? Sidney Wade is an environmental lawyer and Andrew Shepard a politician running for re-election in what 1995 film starring Michael Douglas and Annette Bening? That's question number 5.
Question number 6, containing a nationality and a natural environment. And a natural environment. What is the 3-word name of the long-haired cat breed seen on the following slide, also known as the Norsk Skoggat?
I think it's Norsk Skogkat.
Skoggat.
Skogkat.
Skoggat. So containing both a nationality and a national forest. What is the name of that cat?
Look at that majestic snow beast. It is adorable.
Totes adorbs.
Totes adorbs. Oh my goodness. There's a mane on that one on the left.
Oh, yeah.
You see that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty well
right
defined.
down. Yep.
Nice. I just can't wait to be king. Just kind of going on over there.
All right, then.
All right. That's question number 6. Like TJ said, identify that cat breed. Here's question number 7. The Phosphorite War in Estonia and the Latvian National Awakening were components of what series of late 1980s Baltic revolutions, named for the peaceful way in which the people demonstrated resistance to Soviet hegemony? The Phosphorite War in Estonia and the Latvian National Awakening were part of what series of late 1980s Baltic revolutions that were named for the peaceful way in which the people demonstrated resistance to Soviet hegemony? That's question number 7. What is the name of that? What's the collective name for those revolutions?
Question number 8. What is the name for the type of spiced shortbread cookies that are seen on the following slide and popular in the Low Countries during the holiday season? You didn't put a image in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm pretty damn sure it's in round number 2. I went through these. I did my own test game. But I guess I did it wrong. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to double check that it's in round 2 as well. It is not. So I will post that to the page. That's what will happen. So give me a second to do that. Hey, everybody, I made a mistake and I'm gonna fix it. Let's all go to the Facebook page. And I do that by... Oh, there's Gentleman Octopus. Shouldn't be that hard to find your own page, right?
It shouldn't be.
Nope. Of course, my thing's zoomed in so much, it's crammed.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. Now, where's create post? That's all I want to do. I just want to make a post. Hey, create a post. Photo, video. And let's go to the game. Stunning commentary here. Absolutely riveting stuff. Found the one that doesn't have the answer.
That's a good thing.
And then I almost typed the answer going, here's the question on that thing. So, yeah.
You're batting 1,000 right now.
All right, that's posted on the Facebook page. Anyway. Three names pronounced Jan. Gotcha. Question number 8. Teaser, you want to do it again?
Yeah, what is the name for the type of spiced shortbread cookies that's not seen on the following slide, but popular in the Low Countries during the holiday season? If you want to see the picture, you go to our Facebook page. Yep.
I mean, good luck without the picture.
Yeah.
It's gettable for sure, but I mean, I think it helps to see it.
And with that, it is time to move on to a question recap.
Question recap. Question number 1. This was a 2006 young adult novel written by Jennifer Choldinko. What notorious historical figure completes the title in that novel with blank, 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 does my shirts? Not blank, 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 dot, dot, dot. This is a novel that takes place after a young boy's father takes a new job in California, presumably sometime between 1934 and 1939. So what historical figure, quote, does my shirts in that 2006 young adult novel?
Question number 2. See on the following redacted slide, the Fram Strait north of the Norwegian Sea and the Greenland Sea separates the island of Greenland from what archipelago in the Atlantic Ocean? So what archipelago is separated by the Greenland Sea from Greenland and this thing? That's question 2.
I mispronounced Jan, but not Nepomniachtchi.
Nice.
Question number 3. Jan Nepomniachtchi is currently competing for the World Championship in what discipline? This following failed challenges by countrymen Sergei Karyakin and Alexander Grishchuk. What is the discipline in which Jan Nepomniachtchi is currently competing for the World Championship? That's question number 3.
Question number 4. According to Ovid, it took an agonizing span of days and nights for Alcmene to give birth to what mythological hero conceived with a disguised Zeus? So according to Ovid, what mythological hero did Alcmene give birth to after an agonizing span of days and nights? That's question 4.
Question number 5. What 1995 film stars Michael Douglas and Annette Bening and follows Andrew Shepard, a politician running for re-election, before meeting environmental lawyer Sidney Wade? What is the name of that 1995 film with Michael Douglas and Annette Bening? That's question number 5.
Question number 6. Containing a nationality and a natural environment. What is the 3-word name of the long-haired cat breed seen on this slide, also known as Nork's skunk cat? containing a nationality and a natural environment. What is the name of the kitty cat seen on this slide?
We definitely write our fair share of fielded content, but I was going through it, and I think we've done 1 cat breed question to like 3 dog breed questions. So
Yep.
we'll try to even that up a little bit this week. All right. Moving on to question number 7, in which we ask, the Phosphorite War in Estonia and the Latvian National Awakening were part of what late 1980s series of revolutions, named for the peaceful way in which protesters demonstrated their resistance to Soviet hegemony? So what is the collective name for those Baltic revolutions of the late 1980s that included the Phosphorite War in Estonia and the Latvian National Awakening? That's question number 7.
Question number 8. What is the name for the type of spiced shortbread cookies that are seen on our Facebook page and popular in the Low Countries during the holiday season? Once again, that picture is available on our Facebook page. Please check that out for the picture for question number 8.
Yep, sorry about that. But now it is time for you to get your answers in. Good luck, everybody. Let's go through and see what we're going to do for music tonight. Not pay for premium. That's what we're not going to do. Stations. I saw a new thing that said chill hop, but I guess that's for premium people.
There's chill pop.
Let's do chill piano.
All right.
Or chill pop. Yeah, chill pop's fine. All right. We will see you soon.
See you in a bit.
Best of luck. So everything responds. All right. Hope you enjoyed that mostly copyright saved version of Work from Home. That is not anything we put in there. But
No, it is not.
if Warner Brothers is listening, if Warner Brothers is listening, Warner Brothers.
Yep. We already have a big lead on somebody for best wrong answer of the night.
Oh, yes, for sure. But before we get into that, let's get into this with your answers from round number 1, starting with question number 1. According to the title of a 2006 young adult novel by Jennifer Choldinko, what notorious historical figure does my shirts? This after a young boy's father takes a new job in California, presumably sometime between 1934 and 1939. That is Al Capone. And the reason that it has to be in that time frame is those are the only years he spent at Alcatraz, which is where the book is set.
Question number 2, seen on the following redacted slide, the Fram Strait north of the Norwegian Sea and Greenland Sea separates Greenland from Svalbard.
Yep, Svalbard archipelago out there. It's up there somewhere. It's like pointing at it vaguely. Looks like we have another person to say thank you to, Stephen Glassman.
Hey, thanks, Stephen.
Raise your Glassman. All right, question number 3. Jan Nepomniachtchi is currently competing for the World Championship in what discipline? This following failed challenges from countrymen Sergei Karyakin and Alexander Grishchuk.
We also like to thank Bradley Kirksey for writing this question for us.
Our friend Bradley, who is major into chess, which is why this question was on chess.
Yep.
Everybody did very well on this one. Like number 2 ranked player in the world playing the number 1 ranked player of all time right now in Magnus Carlsen.
Raise your Glassman joke to me. Nice.
Glad to bring that into your life, Stephen. Question number 4, TJ.
Yep. According to Ovid, it took an agonizing span of days and nights for Alcmene to give birth to what mythological hero conceived with a disguised Zeus? We've all been there. And it's Hercules.
That is
It's
indeed
coming down
Hercules.
with
I think that's the Nemean. Oh, that's not the Nemean line. That's some dude that's about to catch those hands.
About to catch a bar, it looks like.
Question number 5.
What is it? Pipe?
Pipe. That's a pipe.
That's a pipe, yep.
What 1995 film stars Michael Douglas and Annette Bening and follows Andrew Shepard, a politician running for re-election, before meeting environmental lawyer Sidney Wade?
After doing a lot of research, this is the film that has the highest grossing movie with the word president in it. This is the American president. This was going to be an All the President's Men question.
And just very quick, too, while we're giving some extra information on the questions, Bradley was telling us about a thing where it can now be evaluated how many hundredths of a pawn you lose per move that you make. If you make a blunder, you lose 100, 200, 300ths of a pawn, depending on what piece you lose. Nepomniachtchi played the most recent game against Carlsen, and it was the most accurate game that had ever been played, because Nepomniachtchi only lost 3 centipawns, 3 100ths of a pawn the entire game. That means he didn't do a damn thing wrong, hardly.
That's the new war. That's no
the
wins
new
above
war.
replacement.
But the other thing is that Magnus Carlsen had 2 centipawns. 2. He played the best game, the most accurate game in chess history up to that point, and lost out. It became only the second best game in chess history up to that point.
Ugh.
By certain metrics. Anyway,
Question number 6, containing a nationality and a natural environment. What's the 3-word name of the long-haired cat breed known as Norsk cat?
Norsk skogkat is also the Norwegian forest cat.
Shout out to the team that gave us the Finnish Fjord cat. That is like my
Finnish Fjord Fabio.
Yep, Finnish Fjord Fabio. That was
the one.
amazing.
And
he's pining for
hard
the fjords.
And magnificent floof is right, Stephen.
It is indeed.
And, condolences to the team that said Norwegian Tundra Cat. We cannot accept that.
Yeah. Even though it was in the tundra in one of those pictures.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean... Question number 7. The Phosphorite War in Estonia and the Latvian National Awakening were both components of what series of late 1980s Baltic revolutions, named for the peaceful way that protesters demonstrated resistance to Soviet hegemony? Those are called the Singing Revolution. The Singing
They
Revolution.
heard the people sing.
Yep. And basically right after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, that was what guaranteed the independence of the Baltic countries, not the Baltic.
Yep, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna go lie down now.
Question number 8 was the name of the type of shortbread cookies that you could have seen on our Facebook page. Popular in the Low Countries during the holiday season. This one played hard. This.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This, now that you see the picture, is speculoos.
Speculoos.
We would have taken a variety of spellings, except if you spelled it shortbread, that's incorrect. TJ, what's going on?
Oh, let's see who we got playing tonight. We've got Kanye West Nile Virus, third podium, Team Coast to Coast. Thanksgiving leftovers again. You know it. Nobody beats Michigan 8 straight times and gets away with it. And Huey Lewis and the Dews.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks, everybody, for being a part of round number 1. Let's move into round number 2.
Let's do it.
And I'll start again with this one. Located in Beaverhead County, the following image shows Browers Spring in Montana, a site regarded as the source of what major American river? Nice, short, and simple one for you. What major American river has its source at Browers Spring in Montana? It would have been interesting if it was a South American river that had its source at Browers Spring in Montana. I'd be like, that is a course. Good God. But yeah, what major American river gets its source in Beaverhead County at Browers Spring? That's question 1.
Question number 2. Clemson quarterback DJ Uwagalele became one of the first major players to ink an NIL deal with a big brand when he made an appearance in what series of commercials that also stars 2015 College Football Hall of Fame inductee Brian Bosworth as the Sheriff. So DJ Uwagalele became the first Uwagalele, I think is actually how it's pronounced.
You're better than I am.
It's Uwagalele. That's it. Yep. Became one of the first major players to ink an NIL deal with a big brand when he made an appearance in what series of commercials that also stars a 2015 College Football Hall of Fame inductee Brian Bosworth as the Sheriff.
It did say there would be an image. Good God. Sorry. Yeah. But I did not end up getting an image for that apart from the answer slide. So all the information is there. Sorry. Question number 3. The new policies were a series of controversial reforms under what imperial Chinese dynasty of 960 to 1279 CE that was divided into northern and southern periods and later overtaken by the Yuan dynasty. The Yuan dynasty overtook what imperial Chinese dynasty of 960 to 1279 CE that was divided into northern and southern periods and saw controversial reforms such as the new policies. What is that dynasty?
Do you know what dynasties started like 2 a.m.? The U-Up dynasty?
Come on. I mean, we gonna be that? We gonna be that tonight, TJ?
There we are. Question 4, choreographed by Agnes DeMille. The ballet Fall River Legend tells the story of what American crime using characters named Mother, Father, Stepmother, Pastor, and the Accused. Not the Jodie Foster film.
No, definitely not.
Choreographed by Agnes DeMille, the ballet Fall River Legend tells the story of what American crime using characters named Mother, Father, Stepmother, Pastor, and the Accused. What is that American crime? That's question 4.
Question number 5. What producer won a Grammy in 2011 for the Jay-Z song On to the Next One and produced his future wife's third album, As I Am, in 2007, helping to launch her third Billboard #1 hit, No One? The third album by a certain performer, As I Am, which launched the Billboard Hot 100 #1 hit, No One, was produced by what Grammy Award-winning producer who also won the award in 2011 for the Jay-Z song On to the Next One? Got there.
Yep, we got there.
That's question number 5.
Question number 6, see on the following slide, are the paintings The Lion at Home and The Duel. 2 works by what 19th century French artist known for depictions of horses and other animi? There it is. Animo, yep. So see on the following slide are the paintings The Lion at Home and The Duel, 2 works by what 19th century French artist? See, the lions are on the right.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, buddy. If it makes you happy.
So what French artist painted the lions at home and the duel scene there? That's question 6.
Right there. Oh, point. Point when they can't see me. All right, now moving on to question number 7. Providing support against the osmotic pressure of the cytoplasm, the bacterial cell wall is made of what 13-letter polymer? Let me count it one more time. Yes. Providing support against the osmotic pressure of the cytoplasm, the bacterial cell wall is made of what 13-letter polymer? We're looking for a 13-letter polymer. Good luck. It's question 7.
And your last question of the round, it's Randy Anagram time. Rearrange the following letters to form a 9-letter word, and you got a vast boner. V-A-S-T-B-O-N-E-R, a vast boner. And yes, of course I see it. It's pretty hard to miss. So V-A-S-T-B-O-N-E-R, that's a vast boner. And your hint is, yes, of course I see it. It's pretty hard to miss. Rearrange those, give us a 9-letter word, and we'll move on to the recap.
And here we are with question number 1, located in Beaverhead County.
No
the
image.
following image that doesn't exist shows Browers Spring in Montana, a site regarded as the source of what major American river? So for the non-image version, what major American river has its source at Browers Spring in Montana, city or a feature located in Beaverhead County? What is the name of that river? It's question number 1.
Question number 2, Clemson quarterback DJ Owagalele became one of the first major players to ink an NIL deal with the big brand when he made an appearance in what series of commercials? It also stars 2015 College Football Hall of Fame inductee Brian Bosworth as the sheriff. What is that series of commercials? That's question 2.
Question number 3. The new policies were a series of controversial reforms under what imperial Chinese dynasty of 960 to 1279 CE that was divided into northern and southern periods and later overtaken by the Yuan dynasty? What is the name of that imperial Chinese dynasty? That's question number 3.
And question number 4, choreographed by Agnes DeMille. The ballet Fall River Legend tells the story of what American crime using characters named Mother, Father, Stepmother, Pastor, and the Accused. Fall River Legend tells the story of what American crime is that? That's question number 4.
Fall River Legend, American crime story. Question number 5. What producer won a Grammy in 2011 for producing the Jay-Z song On to the Next One, and also produced his future wife's third album, As I Am, in 2007, helping to launch her third Billboard #1 hit, No One? What is the name of the producer who worked on both of those songs and that album? That's question number 5.
Question number 6, seen on the following slide, are the paintings The Lion at Home and The Duel. 2 works by what 19th century French artist? So what French artist painted these 2 works, The Lions at Home and The Duel? That is question number 6. And that's about enough time with that.
And question number 7, providing support against the osmotic pressure of the cytoplasm, the bacterial cell wall is primarily made of what 13-letter polymer? What 13-letter polymer is responsible for essentially making up the bacterial cell wall? That is question number 7.
And question number 8, your Randy anagram, rearrange the following letters to form a 9-letter word. You got a vast boner, V-A-S-T-B-O-N-E-R. And your hint is, yes, of course I see it. It's pretty hard to miss. Vast boner, yes, of course I see it. It's pretty hard to miss. Rearrange that, give us a 9-letter word, and that is question number 8, and that's round number 2.
Absolutely it is. Backing up to our recap one more time so we can play some music for you. I'm going to put on this chill pop, and we will see you in a minute. So, best of luck. All right, everybody, we are back and ready to go over the answers for round number 2, starting with question number 1. Located in Beaverhead County, the following image, and this time there will be an image, shows Browers Spring in Montana, a site regarded as the source of what major American river? That is the Missouri River. I was thrown recently by the fact that the Missouri River is the longest in the United States, not the Mississippi. And then I looked it up, and they're really, really close. If you measure their distance covered, really close.
Question number 2, Clemson quarterback DJ Owagalale became one of the first major players to ink an NIL deal with a big brand when he made an appearance in what series of commercials that also starred 2015 College Football Hall of Fame inductee Brian Bosworth as the Sheriff. Those are the Fansville ads by Dr. Pepper. We did accept Dr. Pepper.
Since we introduced the fact that it was signed
It's
with a big
DJ's
brand.
choice.
It is DJ's choice. It's my choice, too. I love Dr. Pepper. Question number 3. The new policies were a series of controversial reforms under what imperial Chinese dynasty of 960 to 1279 CE that was divided into northern and southern periods and later overtaken by the Yuan dynasty? That is the Song dynasty. Interesting thing about the Song dynasty, all 4 of the great Chinese inventions, paper, the compass, movable type, and gunpowder, were invented during the Song dynasty. It is sort of the Manhattan of Chinese imperial dynasties, where everything you think of when you think of dynastic China, a lot of it came in the Song dynasty.
Question number 4, choreographed by Agnes DeMille, the ballet Fall River Legend tells the story of what American crime, using characters named mother, father, stepmother, pastor, and the accused. That is the Lizzie Borden murders.
Yep, the alleged Lizzie Borden murders.
Allegedly.
Yep. Saw that in the answers.
Yep.
Question number 5. What producer won a Grammy in 2011 for the Jay-Z song On to the Next One and produced his future wife's 3rd album, As I Am, in 2007, helping to launch her 3rd Billboard #1 hit, No One? That woman is, of course, Alicia Keys, and here she is with Swizz Beatz, her husband and the aforementioned producer.
Yep.
I believe it's Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, too, who started Versus. So, we got that going for them.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet. That's taken off.
Question number 6, seen on the following slide are the paintings The Lion at Home and The Duel, 2 works by what 19th century French artist? And that French artist is Rosa Bonheur.
Yeah, bonheur, which means happiness, which I learned from a Learned League question a bunch of seasons ago. I've been waiting to ask a Rosa Bonheur question, just because I wanted to give it as much time as possible before bringing that back up.
Yep.
Question number 7. Providing support against the osmotic structure of the cytoplasm, the bacterial cell wall is made of what 13-letter polymer? We got a couple of lipids, and we got an enzyme, which were not correct. But what we were looking for was peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan is the polymer that makes up the bacterial cell wall.
And your last question of the round. Ready, anagram time. Rearrange the following letters to form a 9-letter word. We gave you a vast boner. And your hint was, yes, of course I see it. It's pretty hard to miss. And that is observant.
Very observant, Professor.
Very
I know,
observant.
white text on 2 white lab coats, probably hard to read. Kind of the opposite of obvious.
Yep.
Anyway, want to take a look at the scores now?
Do it.
Fast Bonheur.
Yep. We've got in 5th place 10 points apiece for Kanye West Nile Virus and 3rd podium. 4th place 11 points for Thanksgiving Leftovers again. 3rd place 13 points for Team Coast to Coast. 2nd place 14 points for Huey, Louie, and the Dews. And 1st place with 15 points. Nobody beats Michigan 8 straight times and gets away with it.
So it seems to be.
So it seems.
All right, now let's bring up round number 3 and get you started with the music round. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, like always in the music round, you're going to hear 8 different clips. We'll give you 1 point for a correct title, 1 point for a correct artist, and if you're able to figure out the theme, that's worth 2 points. It's the best question of the night, most lucrative question of the night, so definitely worth taking a guess. The link to your music clips will be posted in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Here's your Vocaroo link, YouTube. Here you go. And Twitch. Here you go. All right. Best of luck, everybody. We will see you in about 10 minutes. During that time, we will not be playing any filler music, and you'll only see us at the 2-minute mark to let you know how much time is remaining or how little time is remaining. Best of luck, everybody.
That's
We'll
not
see you soon.
in a bit.
All right, everyone, just a little bit over 2 minutes remaining in the music round. Make sure you get your answers in as soon as you can and take a guess at that theme. We just wanted to hop on and remind you because, of course, the first 8 minutes go by a lot quicker than the remaining 2. So good luck, Hiccup, and we'll see you soon. All right, time is up. Get those answers in. TJ and I are going to put on some filler music, and once we get all of the answers, we're going to go over the forms and evaluate them, meet out those points, and then we'll get back to you in just a little bit with the correct answers. But now is a great time to go ahead and powder your nose, refill your beverage. I already did, and take a bit of a break. We'll see you in just a couple. Best of luck on the music round, I guess. Best retro luck. And to anybody who hasn't submitted, best luck, period. And, yeah, see you soon. All right, everybody. Looks like we've scored everything. I'm ready to give you the answers from round number 3, which I had a lot of fun. You and I had a lot of fun putting together.
It's interesting because this is one of those rounds that as soon as you see the first one, the game's given away.
Well, yeah.
But the theme, yeah.
Yeah, especially because of the image.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Song number 1 was Superfly by Curtis Mayfield. Then we also had song number 2, which was Late for the Sky by Jackson Browne. Number 3, TJ?
Number 3 was On the Way Down by Ryan Cabrera. Number 4 was What Hurts the Most by Rascal Flatts.
Number 5, You Needed Me, Anne Murray.
Song number 6 was Hopelessly Devoted to You by Olivia Newton-John.
Song number 7 was Tell It to My Heart by Taylor Dane.
There's a Jaguar on the ground.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
Especially those AFC South games.
Yep.
Not the parking garage of the building where I used to live. That's interesting.
That's cool. Song number 8 was Cousins by Vampire Weekend. You couldn't find him hitting the gritty?
No, I didn't find him hitting the gritty. Sorry.
That's sad. That's sad.
And then Sarah pointed this out. Apparently, like Greg Doley of Afghan Wigs when he was younger, looks a lot like Ezra Koenig.
Yeah. I can see
So,
it.
bonus Greg Dooley content. All right, everybody. You got Superfly by Curtis Mayfield, Late for the Sky by Jackson Browne, On the Way Down, Ryan Cabrera, What Hurts the Most, Rascal Flatts, and a lot of fantasy football team names.
Yeah.
You Needed Me by Anne Murray, Hopelessly Devoted to You by Olivia Newton-John, as TJ accentuated earlier, Tell It to My Heart by Tyrod Taylor Dane,
Tyrod Taylor.
and Cousins by Vampire Weekend. These are all starting NFL quarterbacks. Shout out to the hero who had to put Blake Bortles in there.
Yep.
We love Bortles in this house. All right.
Yep. 7 does work as Taylor Heineke as well.
Interesting. Hadn't thought about that. All right. Let's move on to round number 4.
We had already decided we were doing last names.
Yes.
At that point. So
Bortles. Do you want to start with question number 1?
yeah, sure, let's do it. Question number 1, My Neighbor Radilov, hamlet of the Shagrovsky district and the end of Chertopnikov are 3 of the entries in what Ivan Turgenev collection inspired by the author's time hunting at a country estate. That's all right. It's not a big deal. My Neighbor Radilov, hamlet of the Shagrovsky district and the end of Chertopnikov are 3 of the entries. I almost said tree of the entries in what Ivan Turgenev collection, inspired by the author's time hunting at a country estate. What is that collection of Ivan Turgenev stories? That's question 1.
Question number 2, The Rivers, The Plains, The Civil War, The Railroad, and The Outlaws are 5 of the segments in what 1962 Western epic directed by Henry Hathaway, George Marshall, and John Ford.
Of course, John Ford.
Yeah, of course.
Always John Ford.
The tandem of Henry Hathaway, George Marshall, and John Ford directed what 1962 Western epic, whose 5 segments include The Rivers, The Plains, The Civil War, The Railroad, and The Outlaws. What is the name of that Western epic? That's question number 2.
Question number 3, seen on the following slide, a series of overlapping crevices can create what type of glacial formation? These formations are considered dangerously unstable and may collapse on mountaineers without notice. So seen on this slide is a series of overlapping crevices that create what kind of glacial formation? So what glacial formation is created by these overlapping crevices? That is question number 3.
With that spelling, they're crevasses.
Crevasses.
Crevasse.
Crevasse. This is not.
And now, question number 4. Outside of the 13 colonies, the oldest still published newspaper in the United States is printed in what state that currently runs the Valdosta Daily Times as well as the Journal-Constitution in its largest city? The Valdosta Daily Times is a newspaper in what American state? And the Journal-Constitution is also the newspaper of that state's largest city. Outside of the original 13 colonies, this newspaper, this state rather, has the oldest still published newspaper in the U.S. That's question number 4. Name the state.
Question number 5, in what Broadway production was Epiphany one of 2 numbers to add crucial psychological exposition and contribute to critical opinion of this show as Sondheim's most thorough use of music in furthering the drama. I'm going to let you take over.
Oh, thank you. Yes, because this was
This is Sarah's question. I realized as
So-
soon as it was a theater question, I was like, oh yeah, this is Sarah's question.
Cheers,
So
by the way.
thank you very much,
Thank
Sarah.
you, Sarah. So this question brought to you by Sarah Ann Rapp, who says, in what Broadway production was Epiphany one of two numbers to add crucial psychological exposition and contribute to critical opinion of this show as Sondheim's most thorough use of music in furthering the drama? What is the name of that Sondheim musical? That's question number 5.
And thank you again, Sarah.
Thank you,
Question
Peter.
number 6. I've lost all respect. Sorry, this is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be silent. Just saw it live. This was tweeted by what woman after her NBA player spouse was ejected for throwing his mouth guard into the stands near the end of a 2016 finals loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 6, I believe. Yeah, Game 6.
Yeah, that's what you had in the question.
Yep.
I just wanted to pare it down for
Yep.
word economy.
So this often quoted tweet was tweeted by what woman after her NBA player spouse was ejected for throwing his mouth guard into the stands near the end of a Game 6 2016 finals loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers? That's question 6.
Do you want first and last name for that?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to be that guy.
Well, you're totally within your rights to be that guy.
That's all right.
Question number 7. Operation Avenger was one of the 4 Allied assaults that comprised what World War II battle named for an Italian hill with a Benedictine abbey? An Italian hill housing a Benedictine abbey is the namesake for what World War II battle that is basically a cluster of 4 different Allied assaults, including Operation Avenger. What is the name of that World War II battle? That's question number 7.
And question number 8, as seen on the following slide, what is the French name for the type of airy, hollow puff pastry stuffed with sweet or savory filling, and sometimes also called a patty case? Sometimes also called a patty case. What is the French name for this kind of hollow pastry, puff pastry? Looks good.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely does. Absolutely does.
So what is the French name of that hollow puff pastry? That's question number 8, and it's time for the recap.
You want to start with question number 1? We'll switch off this time?
That's fine. Question number 1.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'll start with question
Yeah.
number 1. That's how that goes.
Yep.
Question number 1. My neighbor Radilov, Hamlet of the Shagrovsky district, and the end of Chertopkanov are 3 of the entries in what Ivan Turgenev collection, inspired by the author's time hunting at a country estate. What is the name of that Turgenev collection? That's question number 1.
Question number 2. The Rivers, the Plains, the Civil War, the Railroad, and the Outlaws are 5 of the segments in what 1962 Western epic directed by Henry Hathaway, George Marshall, and John Ford? What 1962 Western epic was directed by Henry Hathaway, George Marshall, and John Ford? That's question 2.
Question number 3. Seen on the following slide, a series of overlapping crevasses create what type of glacial formation? These formations are considered dangerously unstable and may collapse on mountaineers without notice. So what is the name of that glacial formation formed as a series of overlapping crevasses and recognized as a danger to mountaineers? That's question number 3.
Question number 4. Outside of the 13 colonies, the oldest still published newspaper in the United States is printed in what state that currently runs the Valdosta Daily Times as well as the Journal-Constitution in its largest city? So was the oldest still published paper in the United States outside of the 13 colonies?
Well, you don't name the paper. You just had to name the state that publishes
state?
that
Okay.
paper. Yep.
Yep. That's question number 4.
Question number 5 again comes to us from Sarah Ann Rapp, who says, in which Broadway production was Epiphany one of 2 numbers, 2 of them, to add crucial psychological exposition and contribute to critical opinion of this show as Sondheim's most thorough use of music in furthering the drama? What Sondheim musical contains the number Epiphany, one cited by critics and aficionados alike as one of the songs from the piece that helps to further psychological exposition? That's question number 5.
And question number 6. I've lost all respect. Sorry. This is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be silent. I just saw it live. This was tweeted by what woman after her NBA player spouse was ejected for throwing his mouthguard into the stands near the end of a 2016 finals loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers? Which woman is that? That is question number 6.
Question number 7. Operation Avenger was one of the 4 Allied assaults that comprised what World War II battle named for an Italian hill with a Benedictine abbey? What is the name of that battle? Consisted of 4 different assaults, including Operation Avenger. That's question number 7, and TJ, take us home.
Question number 8. As seen on the following slide, what is the French name for the type of airy, hollow puff pastry that is seen on this slide?
Give me 1 second.
So what is the French name of this hollow puff pastry? That is question number 8. That's the end of round number 4.
Yep, hold on.
What's up, bud?
I made a boo-boo.
What'd you do?
We'll go back over that real quick.
Uh-huh.
So just take the first part of that question out. So basically, one of the oldest still published newspapers is printed in what state that also runs the Valdosta Daily Times and the Journal Constitution in its largest city. It was an original 13-colony state.
Okay.
So I fuckled that up. Sorry, everybody. Just excise that first part of the question. Just one of the oldest still published newspapers in the United States is printed in what state that currently runs the Valdosta Daily Times as well as the Journal Constitution. It was part of the original 13 colonies, which I knew that. I think it was sleepiness.
Sleepiness. You're going to blame
All right.
sleepiness on this one?
We're going to blame sleepiness. And I'm going to run it back to the top so we can do the countdown and everything. Yep. Best of luck, everybody. Thanks for rolling with some of these things. And we'll see you in a bit.
Yep. All right, it's time to go into those correct answers for round number 4, starting with question number 1.
That's a nice toughie. Question number 1. My neighbor, Radilov, Hamlet of the Shagrovsky district, and the end of Chertopkanov are 3 of the entries in what Ivan Turgenev collection, inspired by the author's time hunting at a country estate. That is a sportsman's sketches, or a sportsman's notebook, or however you wanted to try to translate that. Those are all acceptable.
Question number 2, the rivers, the plains, the Civil War, the railroad, and the outlaws are 5 of the segments in what 1962 Western epic, directed by Henry Hathaway, George Marshall, and John Ford. That is How the West Was Won. 24 great stars in the mightiest adventure film ever filmed.
TJ telling you where it's going to happen, too, at the Raymond James Stadium.
Sunday.
Question number 3. Seen on the following slide, a series of overlapping crevasses create what type of glacial formation? These formations are considered dangerously unstable and may collapse on mountaineers without notice. That is called a serac. Yeah, watch ass with a serac.
Question number 4, outside of the... Nope.
That would be a good one tonight.
What state currently runs the Valdosta Daily Times as well as the Journal-Constitution and its longest city? That is Georgia.
Yep, and the Augusta Chronicle is the one that I was trying to clue. Was the one that was the longest running. I think it was first published in like 1765, I want to say. Which, if that were the case, of course, it would be an original 13th colony. Augusta Chronicle. I mean, not to mention the fact that, I mean, just Georgia straight up is a 13.
Yeah.
One of the 13. 1785. I was 20 years off. Question number 5. In this one comes to you from Sarah. So again, thank you very much, Sarah. In which Broadway production was Epiphany one of 2 numbers? To add crucial psychological exposition and contribute to critical opinion of this show as Sondheim's most thorough in use of music and furthering the drama. We left out one number. She had both of them in, and I decided to take it out. The other one was a little priest.
Yep.
And I think that might help you get to
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Toddlands. There you go. All right, moving on now to question number 6.
Question number 6. I've lost all respect. Sorry, this is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be silent. I just saw it live. Sorry. This was tweeted by What Woman after her NBA player spouse was ejected for throwing his mouth guard into the stands near the end of a 2016 Game 6 finals loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That is Aisha Curry. She explained that she wasn't looking at the game. She was just a fan at that point. And more importantly, the wife, Steph Curry.
Yep.
That's how she tweeted that. But that is one of the most copied tweets when anything remotely controversial happens.
Question number 7. Operation Avenger was one of the 4 Allied assaults that comprised what World War II battle? Named for an Italian hill with a Benedictine abbey. That is the Battle of Monte Cassino. Monte Cassino is the one.
And who wants some delicious French puff pastry?
you
Question
go.
number 8, as seen on the following slide, what is the French name for the type of airy hollow puff pastry stuffed with sweet or savory fillings, sometimes called a pâté-case? That is vol au vent.
That is indeed a vol au vent, which just means wind blown.
It looks so good.
TJ, scoring update.
Scoring update.
And then we'll blast right in.
Actually, before we do the scoring update, let me just do one thing real quick. Because there was incorrect information in that one question, I'm just going to give it credit across the board. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, because one team said Louisiana because they were being told that there was, outside the original 13 colonies. Boom. There we go.
All right, in 6th place with 25 points, we have Kanye West Nile Virus. In 5th place, 28 points for 3rd podium. 4th place, 31 points for Thanksgiving Leftovers again. Tied for 2nd place, 34 points apiece for Team Coast to Coast, Huey, Louie, and the Dews. And in 1st place by 5 clear points, 39 points for Nobody Beats Michigan 8 times and gets away with it.
All right. Well, got some ground to make up as we get into round number 5. Best of luck, teams in 2nd place. Best of luck, everybody. And
For round
let's
number
get
5.
started with round number 5.
I'm going to try to blast through this.
Question number 1. The fantastical recollections of British airman Hugh Conway formed the basis of what 1937 novel about a plane crash in the Kunlun Mountains and a lamasery below the Peak Caracal?
A lamasery?
A lamasery, yeah. It's
That's
a word I
awesome.
just learned yesterday.
That's awesome.
The fantastical recollections of British airman Hugh Conway formed the basis of what 1937 novel about a plane crash in the Kunlun Mountains and a lamasery below the Peak Caracal? What is the name of that novel? That's question number 1.
And question number 2, what territory, one of 2 populated Spanish territories located on the African mainland, has been redacted from the following slide? So what territory has been redacted from this slide? One of the African mainlands located right next to Spain.
God damn it, the book was 1933. I saw 1937 because it was adapted in 1937.
Okay.
So 1933 was that novel was published. Dude.
So what is the redacted name of that island in Africa located next to Spain? That's question 2.
I don't think it's an island. You didn't say it was an island, did you?
No, I didn't say it was an island.
Okay, good.
Initially.
Well, it isn't.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Question number 3. While many of the plaudits went to top 5 selections, Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, and Deion Sanders in the famously stacked 1989 NFL Draft, what safety and teammate of John Elway for many years was taken 20th overall and later became the 5th person from that draft class to make the Hall of Fame? So after Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, and Deion Sanders in the famously stacked 1989 NFL Draft, who was the 5th person from that class to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame? They were a safety and for many years a teammate of John Elway. Identify that person. That's question number 3.
And question number 4, what PBS children's show was based on 2 books written by former Secretary of Education William Bennett and featured the characters Annie and Zach, as well as a bison, a red-tailed hawk, a prairie dog, and a bobcat with historical names? So what PBS children's show was based on 2 books written by former Secretary of Education William Bennett and featured the characters Annie and Zach, as well as a bison, a red-tailed hawk, a prairie dog, and a bobcat with historical names. That's question 4.
And before we move on, I'd like to say thank you to Rachel for their donation.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel. Question number 6. Seen on the following slide is sample text from what official European language? The most widely spoken of the Kartvelian languages. There it is right there. That is sample text from what European language, which is the most widely spoken of languages in the Kartvelian family. That's question number 5.
And question number 6, seen on the following partially redacted slide, are the works of masks confronting death and skeletons fighting over a pickled herring.
Yep.
2 paintings by what European artist and member of Les XX? Or Les 20?
I guess.
Yeah, Les 20.
I like Les XX.
Les XX.
Dos Equis.
Yeah, Dos Equis. So seen on the following slide, partially redacted slide, are the works of masks confronting death and skeletons fighting over a pickled herring. Paintings by what European artist? And skeletons fighting over a herring really delivers what it says on the tin.
Does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Of herring.
Of herring, yep.
Of course.
That is question number 6.
And question number 7, both sharing a form of the same word. What 2 singles off Maroon 5's debut album, Songs About Jane, topped out at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, ahead of other singles Sunday Morning, Must Get Out, and Harder to Breathe. So along with Sunday Morning, Must Get Out, and Harder to Breathe, what were the other 2 singles released off Maroon 5's debut album, Songs About Jane? Both of these songs share a form of the same word, and they both hit number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yep.
What's that? What are those 2 songs? It's question number 7. 2 answers required.
In question number 8, director Pedro Almodovar has twice been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Once for 1999's All About My Mother, and once for what 1988 film with an 8-word title? What 1988 film with an 8-word title was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film and directed by Pedro Almodovar?
All right. That's it, TJ. Let's do the recap. Starting with question number 1, the fantastical recollections of British airman Hugh Conway formed the basis of what 1933 novel and later film about a plane crash in the Kunlun Mountains and a lamasery below the Peak Caracal. What is the name of that novel or film? They're both the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's question number 1.
In question 2, what territory, one of the 2 populated Spanish territories located on the African mainland, has been redacted from the following slide? So what territory has been redacted from that slide? That is question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Question number 3. While many of the plaudits went to top 5 selections, Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, and Derek Thomas in the famously stacked 1989 NFL Draft, also in that class was what safety and teammate of John Elway, who was taken 20th overall and became the 5th person from the draft class to make the Hall of Fame. What is the name of that safety and for many years teammate of John Elway, who was the 5th person to make the Hall of Fame in that 1989 NFL draft class? That's question number 3.
Question number 4, what PBS children's show was based on 2 books written by former Secretary of Education William Bennett and featured the characters Annie and Zach, as well as a bison, a red-tailed hawk, a prairie dog, and a bobcat with historical names? What is that children's show? That's question 4.
Question number 5, seen on the following slide, is sample text from what official European language? The most widely spoken of the Kartvelian languages. What is that European language? That is question number 5.
Question number 6, seen on the following partially redacted slide, are the works Masks Confronting Death and Skeletons Fighting Over a Pickled Herring. 2 paintings by what European artist? And let me go ahead and take my webcam. So what European artist painted 2 skeletons fighting over a pickled herring and Mask of Death on the left?
Yep, masks confronting death.
Masks.
That's question number 6. Moving on to question number 7. Both sharing a form of the same word. What 2 singles, two answers required, Off Maroon 5's debut, songs about Jane topped out at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, ahead of Sunday Morning, Must Get Out, and Harder to Breathe, the remaining singles from that album. What are those 2 singles? That's question number 7.
Question number 8. Director Pedro Almodovar has twice been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Once was in 1999 for All About My Mother, and once was in 1988 with an 8-word title. What 1988 film was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film? It has an 8-word title.
Give me a second. I just want to make sure
Question
that it's
8.
a 1988 film and not a 1987 film that was nominated in 88. It is a 1988 film.
All right. Yep.
Excellent.
So that is question number 8. And guess what? That's the end of the game.
That is the end of the game. Best of luck, everybody. Get those answers in, and we'll see you in just a moment or two.
Yep. And we'll get you out in about 10 minutes.
Yep. Bye for now.
All right, time to finish strong with round number 5 answers.
Question number 1. The fantastical recollections of British airman Hugh Conway formed the basis of what 1933 novel about a plane crash in the Kunlun Mountains and a lamasery below the peak Caracal, giving us the idea of the legendary place of Shangri-La. This is Lost Horizon.
Question number 2. What territory, one of 2 populated Spanish territories located on the African mainland, has been redacted from the following slide? And that is Ceuta.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, Ceuta.
I don't know. E before the U is interesting.
Yeah, it is. So Ceuta is what we're going with.
Question number 3. While many of the plaudits went to Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, and Deion Sanders in the famously stacked 1989 NFL Draft, what safety and teammate of John Elway for many years was also taken 20th overall in that draft and became the 5th person from the class to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame? That is Steve Atwater. There he
Number
is,
27 in your
batting Favre
programs.
down. Yeah. That is him batting Favre down.
That's in the Super Bowl. Question number 4. What PBS children's show was based on 2 books written by former Secretary of Education William Bennett and featured the characters Annie and Zach, as well as a bison, a red-tailed hawk, a prairie dog, and a bobcat with historical names? Those all had the names of philosophers. This is Adventures from the Book of Virtues.
I love that show as a kid.
This was
Plato the
such
bison,
a good.
Aristotle the groundhog, prairie dog, sorry, and Socrates the bobcat. Love that show.
It was so good.
Learned so much about myth. I have gotten powers on like Alfred the Great from the myth of him letting the peasant woman's cakes burn.
Yep, because of Book of Virtues.
Yep. Question number 5. Seen on the following slide is sample text from what official European language? The most widely spoken of the Kartvelian languages. Real good guesses here. So we had Ukrainian, we had Armenian, we had Romani script. But the correct answer, and the only one of those that's Kartvelian, is Georgian. That is the official language of Georgia. And that, my friends, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's something.
Question number 6. See on the following partially redacted slide are the works Masks Confronting Death and Skeletons Fighting Over a Pickled Herring, 2 paintings by what European artist?
Oh, they do, though.
Wingding. Wingdings. That is James Ensor.
Yep. We couldn't tell you he was Belgian because, you know, that's probably going to be a bit of a giveaway. I mean, Belgian, it's either James Ensor or Rene Magritte.
That doesn't like Magritte.
Moving on now to question number
Secret Georgia
7.
theme.
Secret Georgia theme. I did notice that.
Yeah.
Question number 7. Both sharing a form of the same word. What 2 singles off Maroon 5's debut album, Songs About Jane, topped out at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. They beat out Sunday Morning, Must Get Out, and Harder to Breathe. That is She Will Be Loved and This Love.
Song About Jane's a really good album.
That's right there.
Yep. Question number 8, your last of the night. Director Pedro Almodovar has twice been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Once in 1999 for All About My Mother, and once for what 1988 film with an 8-word title, and that is Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown.
Women
on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Yep, there's Songs About Jane.
That is Songs About Jane. Cool. All right, TJ, take us to it.
No problem.
Oh, before you take us to it, I'd like to say thank you to Cheyenne Fletcher for their donation.
Thank you very much, Cheyenne.
My glass is empty, but
Yep.
cheers.
In spirit, cheers. 6th place, 28 points for Kanye West Nile Virus. 5th place, 33 points for third podium. Tied for third, 38 points for Thanksgiving Leftovers Again and Huey Louie and the Dews. 2nd place, 39 points for Team Coast to Coast. And in first place with 45 points, it is Nobody Beats Michigan 8 straight times and gets away with it.
Steven says, you're still CDs? What are you, 80? I have a little bit of a special attachment to CDs just because when I was delivering chicken wings, one time my aux cord just cut out and like the thing that it connected to wasn't working anymore. So all I had was the radio, which I have to constantly fidget with, and I'm real good about fidgeting with stuff when I'm in the car. Or I'd use the CD player, and I listened to a bunch of CDs then. I got some Miles Davis. I also got, probably the best one was the Forrest Gump soundtrack, because it's a double album, and there's just tons of great songs.
There's some real hitters on it.
I'd like to say thank you to Marnie Helfrich for their donation,
thank you, Marnie.
too. Thank you very much, Marnie. Thank you very much, everybody. and I was like that with my Walkman in high school. Aw.
Yeah. Thank you very much for playing. We'll be back next week with a new game. Please hit us up at Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore, PayPal ksizemore@hotmail.com, or Cash App at $McKinney Lee Sizemore if you have the means to do so.
Yeah, for sure. And if you felt it was worth it.
Yeah.
I definitely cocked up a bunch of stuff. Sorry about that. We try to be extremely careful and thorough. Sorry about the mistakes. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.